I wonder if there are opportunities in this lovely, lovely world of leather um, for commerce to be had for a particular brand to get started into that. And so I started researching that. And it turns out there are actually some A, fantastic factories where you can get stuff made at a very, very quote unquote reasonable price with reasonable MOQs as well. And also, there are some other brands out there doing some interesting things that I think could be creatively modeled slash copied into other markets. So let me start with this particular dude, Tana Leatherstein, who started his TikTok channel, I think like 2.5 years ago. And basically his entire shtick is to buy expensive branded bags, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, shit like that, and then cut them apart to see the quality of the leather and what actually goes into making them, and then give you an assessment of the product. Okay, so that's the entire shtick. And by doing that, of course, what you automatically then assume is he's an expert, regardless of his leather chops. He's actually an expert because he's doing that. Okay, so you get that kind of, I think Cialdini called it the halo effect. Influence Cialdini, amazing book. Anyway, so 2.5 years ago, started that. 2 years later, so 6 months ago, he launches his own leather branded stuff and does very, very well from it. I've already kind of spoken about him, so I don't want to go on too much about him. But if you want to get some kind of insights into leather and leather products, that's a great place to start, because on TikTok, it turns out there is a shitload of people looking for content around bags, bag recommendations. So this is Bag Talk, 300 million views, fashion finds, 448 million views, etc., etc. Okay, and it's the same thing on Instagram. If you're in a circle, this month just gone was all about Instagram. Fascinating stuff. Okay. Anyway, so there's what I'm saying is there is a ready-made distribution channel available for you should you decide to go down this particular alleyway. Okay, there's a ready-made distribution channel for you, whether that's through TikTok, depending on who you're marketing to. We'll talk about that a little bit later on too, or Instagram, something like that. There's a ready-made channel for you to tap into to go down and distribute your product. Okay, so that's a big part of any equation. And then the next big part of any equation is where you'd actually get your products produced. So whenever you're looking at things, you're looking, well, how am I going to get it into the hands of the customers? How are they going to find my stuff? And how am I going to get the thing made? So I start looking at leather manufacturers. Turns out, actually, that Portugal and Italy are both uniquely positioned for leather goods globally. You could also argue as well that Turkey is to a lesser extent also positioned that way as well. Okay, but for whatever reason, Portugal does I think a mid-range offering incredibly well at a very, very reasonable price. Wages here are not good, and so you tend to pay a lot less for things. And Italy, well, you've got the cachet of being able to say made in Italy as a result of that. But I think that made in Portugal thing gives you made in the EU. And I think there is a lot of cachet that goes along with that anyway. So Ferrati, these are very, very good. The thing I like about these guys is they do all the design for you. So they will design according to your particular MO, whatever it is you want to get designed. They'll come up with designs for you, and they'll come up with the initial pieces for you. So they do small sample pieces for you, and then they'll do your actual order for you. And because it's quite a small company, they in a small country, they will do small runs for you as well. Okay, that's the point I really wanted to get to. They'll do small runs for you, and they do anything to do with leather. So footwear, clothing, luggage, talk about luggage in a second, accessories, belts, remember that Etro belt, things like that, okay? Super, super cool. So Ferrati, the other one I really like as well is Gentile Elenco. So I like these because they are 100% focused on bags. So if you want to do bags and development of bags, this is a fantastic company to do that with. They're very, very cool as well. Great company to work with. Corte Doria. These are great for more exotic fabrics. So that's what, if you're looking for something more exotic in a fabric, these are who you would go to. And there are people, just as there are in any kind of niche, there are people who want to get the most exotic version of something, or just something different to what everybody else is doing. Okay. These Corte Doria are really, really good for that. So that's all my Portuguese ones. And then for the Italian ones, I'm going to give you this link because I thought these were absolutely fantastic. And again, links will be under video. These are really, really good. So these will do all of the design for you again. So they're end to end for you. So they'll do the design for you. Hey, I've got this idea for something. Here's what I'm thinking of. Can you work with me to get it to market? Yes, they can. They'll do the design for you. They'll do the mini production sample for you, send it to you, work with them, and then they'll do a small run of the product for you. Okay, so this is a small factory. Really, really cool. I like these guys a lot. And Del Guidis, much to my chagrin. And as it says here, they do bespoke stuff. So if you're looking for the next level up, so there's a guy I follow on Instagram called Alexander Class, who has just launched. So he's in Monaco, very, very wealthy dude, just launched his own clothing line and also now launching his own leather weekend bag design. This is who he is using for that. So it's high end, $1,000, $1,500 bags for him, made beautifully, hand stitched, that sort of crap. So if you want to go high end, this is who we would use. Okay. And then I started looking from there at resources to stay up to date with things, because that's also a very, very important thing. And this business of fashion is, I reckon, who you should absolutely get onto their newsletter list. And it's fascinating anyway, because the fashion industry as a business model itself is so close to what we do in terms of bringing products to market, getting them from one particular place to another particular place, and then the distribution of that, on-time delivery, all and fast, getting things out quickly from concept idea to actually being in the stores. Fashion does that better than anybody else. So there's a lot to learn from that, just as there is from all different businesses. But anyway, so if you're interested specifically in fashion, you should get into their particular mailing list. Okay. So that's that. But I also then looked at some ideas for you to copy. Okay. Copy into specifically into places like Australia and places like that. Okay. So here's some things that are going nuts at the minute, and some businesses that I think are doing this really, really well. So there is this thing called a teddy bag, which is all over TikTok at the minute. And basically, it's something that you can wear that looks like a teddy bear that you're wearing. Okay. Kind of crazy, really not my sort of thing, but who cares what my sort of thing is, it's everywhere on TikTok, and this is a really, really big trend right now. I wonder if there are parallels to other products out there that could be worn and kind of follow that kind of teddy bear chic sort of look. Okay. And their website's very clever too. Book. I can't even pronounce it. Also very, very cool. These folks focus on shoes, specifically on sandals. These people here. So Gentile Elenco is who you would use for that. for instance. But look at their marketing, look at their positioning. My wife, Natasha, constantly complains about having sore feet, and I have no idea how ladies can at all wear heels. But there is a market segment where people have got hot feet. They want to wear sandals, but they want to wear something that looks nice on their feet. And I think a brand like this kind of feels that. Without a doubt, that exists in other markets as well. Australia, for instance. Okay. So there's that. And I thought that was kind of neat as a kind of like an obvious seg. But the bigger opportunity, for me at least, is in this sort of stuff: luggage, suitcases, weekend bags, accessories for travel. I think the bigger opportunity is in this kind of marketplace. This is Away Travel. It's a DTC brand in America. They're doing it really, really well. I think what they've got is very, very good positioning for their products. And again, all of these manufacturers I showed you earlier can do this sort of stuff for you, okay? Except for the ones which are specifically around handbags, okay? So they're really, really cool. And now contrast that branding with this branding. BS Travel. This looks like some crazy lollipop sort of stylish stuff, okay? But again, this is a particular market segment for a particular market niche, just like we do for everything. We identify an underserved customer avatar, or even a customer avatar that's currently being served, but could be served better. And then we create products that are perfect for them, just like I've taught you how to do. So yeah, I think there's a huge opportunity here for that sort of stuff. As I said, I went down the rabbit hole with it, found some great suppliers. I think there's a lot of opportunities here, as there is in pretty much everything, of course. But this one I thought was kind of intriguing simply because of the markups that are available for this sort of stuff is pretty astounding. That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of over 2,500 professional e-commerce sellers from right around the world, selling on everything from Amazon to Shopify, eBay to Etsy, and much, much more. If you'd like to find out what we're doing and how we go about helping you make your business successful, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. The link for that is in the description. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.